While America continues to hit us with that bait and switch, fear mongering tactic of saying Donald Trump hates black people, so we need to rally around Mexicans and Muslims or illegal immigrants, I'm going to continue with my effort into keeping the focus on us and bringing you ways to help uplift and build our people in this country. So I want to piggyback off of my man Marcus Jackson at the MF9 channel, where he has a little series, a pretty good series, on trying to teach you and your child how they can get good grades in school and how to minimize college debt if they do decide to go to college. Now, personally, I believe that not every kid is ready to go to a college right after high school. Shoot, some of them might never need to go to college. I think it should be a choice between college or learning a trade. Either way, however you want to make a living, you should have the freedom to learn how you want to learn and learn what you want to learn in order to make a living for you and your family in the future. So this little piece is mainly for the athletes who are pretty decent players, but probably feel that they're not getting a lot of offers from colleges for scholarships. So I'm going to tell you what I think is the best and easiest way for an athlete to get noticed by a bunch of schools and to increase their chances of getting maybe a scholarship, whether it be full or, a partial scholarship or what have you, just to at least get money into your pocket to help you go to school. Now, if you're in your junior, senior year, you're going to want to contact college coaches. And I'm talking to the student, not the parent. I know a lot of parents feel like they want to call the coaches or email the coaches and write them, but that is probably the worst thing that you can do for your child, is to call a school, is to contact a coach on behalf of your child. The best thing that you can do is allow your student to email, to write a letter, or to call the coaches of the school that they want to attend, because the coach will see that as the student actually has an interest in attending that school or playing for his team, his or her team. This is kind of like the example that Marcus gave about students talking to teachers and counselors themselves and showing interest in learning a certain subject. And, teachers and coaches, they feel some type of way when a student comes at them and shows interest in whatever they're teaching or whatever they're coaching, to the point to where that faculty will feel more inclined to help out that student than if just the parent made the contact. So first, what you want to do, you want to research the colleges. And you want to research as many colleges as you can. I don't care if it's Division I, Division II, Division III. You research these schools. You look at the academic requirements. You look at the SAT, ACT scores you need. You find the coach's information and any other information that you can use to make sure that the letters that you write or the telephone calls you make are personalized, and it looks as though you know exactly what you're talking about and what you're looking for. Then you write the letter or the email, and you want it to look as professional as possible. Then you also want to give them a brief summary of your academic and athletic accomplishments. And you also want to have handy a highlight video to be able to either attach to the email or to be able to send them on a CD or to be able to just send it to them through the phone whenever the coaches are ready for the video. Now, when you contact the coach, most likely, depending on what grade you're in, they probably cannot contact you back, I believe, until the start of your senior year. So the junior year is a good year for you to start the contact process, and then continue to have correspondence with these coaches until they are able to get a hold of you. So I think it's junior year. Yeah, I believe they can start contacting students in the junior year. So you can probably start this process freshman, sophomore year, junior year for sure, and then, and also the senior year. Now, once you get all this information together and you got your letter written and you're ready to send it out, now you're wondering, how do I find all these coaches' email addresses and phone numbers and mailing addresses? It's going to take a long time to look up thousands of coaches in hundreds of schools. Well, this is where Google comes in handy again, because I'm quite sure everybody got access to the internet somewhere, whether it's on the phone, whether it's the school library, public library, or somewhere. Wi-Fi is accessible pretty much anywhere in the country. So with that said, I did my own little research and I Googled softball coaches' emails. And I chose softball because my kids played softball, and it's the same thing. Well, nearly like the same thing I did, because I had access to like a list of, hundreds of coaches, phone numbers and email addresses too. But anyway, I came up with a website called collegesoftballcoaches.com. Now, for as little as $24.99, you can get emails, phone numbers, mailing addresses of every coach in the Division I. Now, I would suggest you use the $49.99 plan and get this information plus the admission information for all D1, D2, and D3 softball coaches. And you get a 1 month access, so you probably want to write this stuff down, or you might want to take a screenshot or what have you, so you can always have the information. And you use this information. This is where you get the information on where to contact these coaches. And now you can send out all the letters and videos and phone calls that you need. Once you do this, then you continue to correspond with them. I would suggest maybe write them at least twice a month. At least. I would say maybe once a week, as long as possible. And then you may cut it down to at least twice a month, until you actually hear back from them, and then you can adjust correspondence accordingly. Now, I know this process works because about a year or two ago, my wife was telling me about a friend of hers who was feeling, I guess, a little upset that her son was not getting many offers from colleges for scholarships to play football. So she was telling me that her friend was going to start calling coaches on her own and telling them about her son. And I told her, oh, that's the worst thing she can do. I said the best thing she can do is have her son call them coaches herself, to email them coaches or whoever. Just pick a college, pick some colleges. Don't have to be Division I, because most people are not going to play Division I. You'd be surprised how much money out there in Division II and Division III schools. And if your grades are up, they'll find scholarships, find money for you, even with your grades, to help you even more and help you pay less for college. Maybe not even pay for college at all. But anywho, I told her to get her son, to contact the coaches. Don't care how you get the information, but have him do it. And long story short, it paid off. Some coach at a small school, I can't remember what it was, offered her son a scholarship to play football. I'm not sure if it was full or partial, but it was something. And I always say, anything is better than nothing. So to sum it all up, do your research. Google whatever sport that you or your child participates in. Google for a list of coaches. Like I said, I know there's a website with softball coaches. I mean, $50 is a small price to pay if it's going to keep you from paying tens of thousands of dollars for your kid to go to school. So, and then when you write the letters, make them look professional. Also make them look personalized, because coaches know that if your letters just, they can kind of tell if your letters just create off a template. So you want to adjust it, tweak it here and there, so the coach can feel like that you're actually talking to them. It's a one-on-one conversation. And don't forget about the highlight video. But let me give you a little bonus information too. Let's say you have a star athlete, who's pretty good academically also, but you feel that maybe they're not going to get that Division I scholarship money, or maybe they're not getting the education you feel that they need to get before they try to move on to the college level. If you have a pretty good athlete, there are private schools, high schools that have scholarships for kids with quote unquote great athletic ability. And I'm talking about the schools, the private schools, the college prep schools that costs just as much as a four-year university to attend these schools. Now, these schools, I believe, will give your child a great education, and being a college prep school, they'll also help you a lot better than some of these public schools in trying to get into a college. They have systems in place. They have great rapport with a lot of universities. Some you may have heard of, some you may not have heard of. Colleges that specialize in the field that your child may want to study in. They have all the tools that the student needs to get to that next level with a lot less effort. But that's just a little something to think about. I want to thank y'all for tuning in and listening. If you like the information, subscribe to the page, like it, leave a comment, spread it out on all your social media networks, and tell your friends. Until next time, peace.